Okay, we are doing the Euros. So we want to start with Group A here. We have Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. I think, um, yeah, I mean, Switzerland is not a bad team. Germany, yeah, yeah, but isn't also got to take into consideration the Euros is in Germany, so Scotland in the group stage, then they will die out there, and I think Hungary is not gonna advance. I think it's gonna be between Switzerland and Germany. Yeah, dark horse kind of. Yeah, Szoboszlai, the Liverpool player, he's a good player, but it's like Norway. Norway didn't even make the Euros, but they have like Haaland and Odegaard, so sometimes you can't carry. Yeah, Switzerland. Do you think Switzerland can? They probably can't make it further than the round of 16, just because they would have to play Spain, Croatia, or Italy, which I think is way too hard. And Germany, I mean, I also think, yeah, I'll leave Germany. And then Albania is definitely a group stage. They have too hard of a group. But that group B, man, that is crazy because Croatia are very good in international tournaments. Modric is getting older, but the team is still fairly decent. And then Italy, the current Euros holders, their team is not as good as last year, as the last Euros. And Spain is kind of like a bit of a weird team. They perform in some tournaments they don't. So, um, kind of hard to judge.
Croatia is in good. Their last few friendlies, they beat Portugal. I think that was one. They have been in good form. Italy, obviously, they're the reigning champions, and they have their teams. They did fail to qualify to the World Cup. That was a big bummer for them. I think they're a good team. Spain, I think I'll lean to Spain topping this group.
Yeah,
I
they
even
have a lot of talent.
they're in good form. I think they lack a center forward. They still have to rely on Morata, and then there's a few others. Fermin Lopez, not Fermin Lopez, Torres, whatever. Ferran Torres. So I think they lack a really good forward, but they Pedri and Gavi, they're very good midfielders. Italy, I think.
They have a like Lamau as well. Uh,
Yeah, it's a very difficult to call who Italy or Croatia is gonna be second.
yeah, I mean
I,
personally, it was Italy performed really well last year's, but since then they just didn't make the World Cup, which is shock. I don't know if that team is going to. I think Croatia for me would advance in this group as second, but I also think Spain could definitely flop and finish third in the group as
yeah,
well.
that could definitely yeah could happen. Even though I think on paper they probably are the best team, and
Yeah,
they
that
could
is a scary group.
underperform.
Let's skip that
A
group.
difficult one. So yeah, Croatia put I'm still very very difficult, but yeah, I think I'll agree with Croatia going second. I think they're in better form, so I'll put Italy there now in the group stage, the next one.
Wow, that is a shock already.
Well, but
Group C, we have Slovenia, Serbia, England, and Denmark. That is a very easy group for England. And I think
I mean, England is it should be easy for them, yes, but these are some Slovenia. Apart from Slovenia, Denmark and Serbia, there's some good tier two European teams.
so Slovenia is definitely not gonna make it group stage.
Slovenia is definitely they're one of the worst teams. You see, the
Yeah,
betting odds have them as the biggest bet, the biggest odd
yeah.
to win
Join
if you want to bet on them.
Albania and stuff. Yeah, Denmark, I mean, could surprise you. Serbia could surprise England. England just lost to Iceland 1-0.
Yeah,
Uh, is that a sign of struggle? I don't know. The team changed a lot. No Harry Maguire, no Jack Grealish. Um, they changed a lot of the players. Now Cole Palmer playing up front. So yeah, a lot of
yeah,
change to that team. So it's just kind of, is it all gonna fit together before, or is
yeah. I
Serbia?
mean,
Serbia have Mitrovic. That guy likes to score goals.
yeah, Serbia. Their last few friendlies haven't been going well, but obviously they could always turn it up for the Euros. People would expect England to do well. I would also. In general, they had a poor run of friendlies as well. They lost to They drew with Belgium. They lost to Brazil, and now they lost to Iceland, which was they lost to Iceland at Wembley as well, which was really embarrassing.
Yeah, that
Obviously,
is
they didn't
embarrassing.
have Bellingham, and I think Saka wasn't playing, but
He did come
come
in
in.
the
He came
75th
in, I
minute
think.
because I saw a bunch of newspaper articles with his face and everything, and that was a little bit of a drama there.
Yeah, he seems to be blamed a lot. Yeah, but I mean, this is a group that Denmark should be second and England should be first.
You
But
you
I
think
could easily
Denmark?
see. I, I think Denmark. It's a difficult one because Denmark they have a Holland, that young guy, but I'm not sure if he's the starting striker for them. They got Ericsson. They got a. It
That is true.
depends. Always a bit tricky, I guess. Is the
This
Sesko
group,
guy from Slovenia? The guy from Leipzig?
um,
I think he is
I
right.
use
Slovenian.
yeah Slovenia. Yeah,
No,
he was a class
I
player.
don't think they would. I don't think they. Will, yeah, he's a good player, but I still don't think they will do much in this group. But
Maybe I'll put a tenner on them winning the Euros.
well, I wouldn't do that. Maybe on him being top scorer or something. But then again, it's still.
But if he
But yeah, I
gets
think England. England.
yeah
I want to put Denmark instead of Serbia.
Denmark instead of Serbia through.
It depends on what do you think. I think Serbia is.
I think Denmark will do better, but I just because Denmark. But those are two teams that we have played so much in the World Cup. Like every year recently, we have had Serbia and Denmark in our group as Brazil, which is funny. I think Serbia can surprise people. They're a good team. Denmark is also a good team. I think it's whoever plays better on the day, really. So
Yeah,
it's a tough one to call. But I think on paper Denmark is the better team, so they should make it to the round of 16.
yeah, and I think you mixed up the Slovenia with Serbia there. Oh no,
No, no,
no, it's the
Serbia
other
is
country. Sorry, no,
Serbia is
Serbia is the
this
one
one.
in the. No, Serbia is the other one. Yeah, that's Serbia. The other
This
one
is
is
Serbia.
Slovakia, and then the one you put in Slovenia. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. I will,
So you just put. So you're just gonna put Serbia then on the group stage. So that's
yeah.
Serbia, I believe. Yeah, Kingdom of Serbia.
And then
So
we want to
next.
put Denmark round of 16 because I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Denmark will make it further than that.
we'll sort out the round 16 after we see who gets through.
Okay, and then Group D, which is quite an interesting group. I think it's quite open, besides from France, who should top their group. But France, Poland, Netherlands, and Austria. I think Austria is definitely a team that will get knocked out in the group stage.
I mean, the thing is, Austria has actually been in a very good form recently, and they have played good teams. They played Belgium. I think they lost to Belgium, but they beat Germany and they beat. They've been quite good. Netherlands also is a good team, but they're not as good as they were in the past. So I'm a bit. I think Poland's by far the worst team, and apparently Lewandowski is also injured, so he's
He
gonna
will
miss.
miss the first game.
He'll miss the first game, but he
Austria
may even miss the second one.
do have I forgot the name of the wonder kid. They do have a really good wonder kid. Um, Netherlands actually have another injury. Frankie De Jong is out,
Oh yeah, that guy's always injured. Yeah.
so he's not going to be playing. So maybe that makes it so Austria have actually a legit chance of making out the groups because
You know, yeah. And I think Austria also played France recently. I don't know if they lost. I think it was a draw. So they're a good team, and France plays Austria. That's their first match.
so you think Poland will get knocked out in the groups.
Yeah, I definitely think Poland is gonna be out
Yeah, I
without
guess they're
Lewandowski, and they also don't have
without
good players.
Lewandowski and their goalkeeper is like face 435. The guy from Juventus, he's leaving to Saudi. Or is he from Juventus? I think he is, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was I don't know how to say his name, Schwanzi or whatever.
Chesney, I think.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's
Yeah.
definitely leaving Juventus.
And then on the other hand, we have Austria or Netherlands. Netherlands, a team I really don't like just because of. I remember still that World Cup where they they knocked out Brazil with the header.
2010, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
2010. That was Schneider. Yeah.
yeah, Schneider. But since then, that generation has died. It just
Yeah, and they
hasn't been
haven't
the
been
same.
really replaced.
They
Yeah,
do
it's not
have
been the same.
they do have some good players. I think star power wise, Netherlands should be better than Austria on paper, but like you said, Austria is in good form. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to call, but France
Yeah,
definitely going to make it through.
yeah, France is definitely going through. It's not a tough group for France. So I would bet I would put Netherlands getting knocked out, but I think that's more of
Netherlands,
a
the last World Cup, they made it quite far though, as well.
which one?
The last
2022.
they made it. They played the USA. They made it to the quarters. In round 16, they played the
You
United
sure?
States.
Sure, I don't think they were they in the World Cup
What
that
was
year.
that? Was that World Cup or was that something else? World Cup 20. Yeah, I think the Qatar World Cup.
Oh, they reached the quarterfinals. Okay, yeah, they did, but they didn't play anything too amazing to get there. I mean, they
Yeah,
had to they beat the United States. I remember they lost Argentina, right? In penalties, I think was it. I mean, Cody Gakpo is their main
yeah,
man.
they lost to Argentina on penalties. So I mean, the lineup for that game was they have Timber, Van Dijk, Nathan Ake, Cody Gakpo,
I mean, they have a
uh,
good team on paper, yes.
Dumfries, they the members Depay, um, Delete, De Jong. I mean, the team on paper is very good. Xavi, Simons, Frimpong, that team is
Yeah,
incredible on paper. Um, Austria, I mean, their team is good, but you don't have many superstars on their team. Um,
yeah.
I mean, they have David Alaba, uh, Martel Sabitzer,
Yeah, the guy from Bayern, yeah.
Patrick Simmer. They have a
Oh yeah.
few players that you would recognize, but Nicholas Held is the goalkeeper that I buy sometimes on Football Manager. He's pretty good. But yeah, in terms of paper, their team just is a good team.
I mean, you swayed me a bit, and I think I mean it's more of a coin toss for me. So
I think in terms of
I'm
experience, I think the Netherlands should make it to the round of 16 just because
so yeah,
the
just
amount of
put Austria then. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a coin toss, and I think your arguments. Yeah, they have a more star-studded team, a more quality, individual quality.
But then that's the thing. Netherlands, if they make it through, they would have to play probably England in the round of 16, because England will finish top their group if we think, and if Netherlands finish second, they'll play each other. I actually think Netherlands is a team that could knock out England pretty if they have a good game, you know.
I can definitely see that.
But for now, I'll put Netherlands in round 16. We can definitely switch it around. Um, France we won't touch yet. But if we go to Group E, which has Belgium, Slovakia, who I already will put them on round of 16 because I don't think they're. I mean that group isn't actually.
It isn't a very challenging group. The second place is very much up in the air. Ukraine would probably be the most qualified. Romania, I
Yeah,
think, is very poor.
Ukraine.
Slovakia, both.
Yeah, I think for me, even Belgium are not doing great, so I'm kind of like, can someone take that? Can someone take that
Um,
place in first?
they could. Let me just. So Belgium,
Ukraine,
they're in a good run of form, but they haven't played anyone really strong.
actually, Ukraine's team is actually really good. Actually, they have Lunin, the goalkeeper that played like for Real Madrid for most of the season. They have
Yeah.
Mudryk, the Chelsea. They have Zinchenko. Another guy I recognize here is the Everton defender. They have the defender from Bournemouth. Their striker is not that bad either, so definitely
I
a
mean, it
good
always
team.
makes a difference because Belgium is actually playing Slovakia first, and Ukraine's facing Romania. So starting with 3 points usually is a great start.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Slovakia.
Slovakia doesn't look too hot.
I don't know any of these players on the team of Slovakia. I'm looking at them
Yeah,
now.
they don't look very hot. So I would probably bet on Ukraine being the second place. I don't believe Romania is too good either. Obviously, we're there are going to be upsets. Whether who's going to upset?
Yeah, Romania. Looking at their previous results, they did beat Switzerland in the qualifier for the Euros, but then
Yeah,
they
because
followed it up by drawing with Northern Ireland, losing to Colombia, drawing with Bulgaria and Liechtenstein. So
I mean,
it's
Liechtenstein is a horrible team, and Bulgaria,
yeah, it's
that's
nothing to
very
write home
poor
about. So
results.
I think this one, I think
So they seem like a very poor team. I think the Switzerland victory was more of a fluke rather than because
so
it's
for
they don't
me,
seem to be.
I think Slovakia is out, and I think Romania is out. I think Ukraine round of 16,
I think that's definitely going to be how it works.
and I actually think Belgium could easily get knocked out in the round of 16 by Netherlands. Oh no, they would play the Group F players, right? Actually, nah, they wouldn't be knocked out. That group is.
Let's wait for it. Let's see. And then we'll see who is going to face each other in the.
All right, Group F. We have Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and Czechia.
Yeah, Czechia.
Czechia.
They, yeah, it's called Czech Republic. Most people call it Czech Republic, but it's Czechia is the official name of the country. And it's the same with Turkey. It's Turkey, whatever they want to be called, Turkey.
Yeah. So Georgia maybe not gonna be able to make this group. Um, they have like one good player, which is the guy from Napoli. But
Yeah,
besides from
this
that,
Georgian team is not very good.
then we have
You have a good
Czechia.
Portugal team, a very
Yeah, this Portugal
a
team
very
too
good Portugal.
could win the
They're being
tournament.
consistent. They're being consistent, but they're definitely they have great talent. In terms of Czechia and Turkey for second place, because I don't think Georgia will really challenge. But Georgia could. There's always like a story, like a fairy tale story. It doesn't happen very often. I think the last one I remember is Iceland in 2016.
Yeah,
That Iceland team that knocked out England in the round of 16. That was a very good. That was a very good story.
yeah.
But I don't think Georgia will be a story in this case.
I
I
will
think it'll be a
say
more standard
Czechia's
case.
Czechia's team is not that bad. They have the guy from Patrick Schick from Bayer
Yeah,
Leverkusen,
Schick.
Thomas Suchek. They have Martin Vidic, who is a player I quite like. He plays at Sparta. But yeah, those are their players. Definitely, I would say Turkey have a better chance of winning than Czechia.
Yeah, Turkey's in a bad run of form in terms of their friendlies. These last few friendlies weren't very kind to them. They lost. They lost to Austria. They lost to. They drew with Italy, and then they lost to Austria. Yeah, they lost to Poland, and then they lost to Hungary. They drew with Wales, and they beat Germany.
Yeah,
But they
it's
beat Croatia also last year. So I would put Turkey just because of their more talent. Obviously,
yeah.
it's always going to
Georgia
be a bit of a cane
Georgia
talks.
is a group stage, and then we're gonna put Czechia in group stage. Yeah.
Yeah, Czechia. Even though Czechia actually made it past the group stage last time. I remember they faced England in the round of
Okay. I'm
16.
gonna take all the teams from round of 16 out, and then we'll know the fixtures. So it would be if we're saying Germany is first in their group, they would be playing where we have put Croatia. It would be Germany versus Croatia, um, Switzerland versus Spain. So I think Switzerland. I mean, the thing is, there could always be an upset. But in terms of standings, I think Spain should make it through, right? Against Switzerland.
Oh yeah, let me just sort out the Belgium, and it'll be Portugal. So yeah, it would be.
Germany, Croatia.
Oh, don't forget that some teams from third place actually make it through the group stage.
Oh, okay. We can evaluate the group stage. Who's gonna be able to advance as
So
third?
the two worst placed, the best placed third place teams make it to the round of 16 as well. So which one from the ones there that you would take off? Italy, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
Italy. I
Italy.
think Italy definitely.
And then I could actually see it being Hungary or Czechia.
Yeah, I think Czechia could definitely beat Georgia and make a few points and maybe get a draw with Portugal. I could definitely see it
Yeah.
could be Czechia or Austria for me. I would say.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's look at the groups. Austria can probably beat Poland, maybe take a few games. I think Czechia, they have a good chance of beating. They play only once against each team, right? If
yeah,
Czechia
yeah.
beat Georgia, that's
And they
already
draw
three
with
points.
Turkey. Yeah, and
That's
they draw
already,
with Turkey and
yeah.
stuff like that.
And
So
then
I do think yeah,
my thing about
it's gonna be
Hungary
Czechia.
was I think Hungary could beat Scotland and then pick up like a shock result against Germany or like a draw or something.
Against Switzerland, yeah. I think
Yeah,
that is possible.
and then yeah, it's tough. I think Italy will
Yeah,
definitely beat Albania, so
yeah, and
but
they could definitely take some points off Spain or
which
Croatia.
you never know with Romania, Slovakia, because that group, Belgium look a little shaky right now. Maybe they will beat each other, you know. It's
Yeah,
tough, but
there's a lot of question marks. I think the third place teams are very hard to predict because Serbia
think
could easily surprise
Serbia,
as well.
yeah, I was just about to say Serbia. Um, this is an interesting one. Yeah, for me, Italy's definitely one of them. Uh, what
Yeah,
would
that
be the
seems
most?
yeah, that's very clear.
I think personally, it's probably going to be between Czechia and
Yeah, it'll be a team with 4 points usually, right? Four points
we
probably
also have to
with a
think
win and
about
a
the goal
draw
difference,
and a
right?
loss.
Because the goal difference matters, so you
Yeah,
can't be conceding
it could
too
easily
much.
take to that. Yes, it depends on how bad. Oh, well, if you really hit a game really hard and
I
score a
think
lot of
for that
goals.
reason, I think for me, I would pick Serbia. I think they're pretty good defensively. They don't
Okay,
concede very much.
okay, so that's the other one, not that.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's
but
that one. Yes.
it's either if you agree, because I don't think Denmark scored many goals. Slovakia
No,
is not gonna score
no,
much
they.
goals.
I
England,
mean, Czechia isn't. They
I think
score quite a bit, but
I
Serbia, I
think
think,
they could
is.
get mounted by Portugal. Portugal could probably score 3 or 4 against Czechia, and then
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they score a lot. Portugal is a
England
very.
is kind of a question mark. They tend to have sloppy games, so
So
or
definitely.
or Hungary, because Germany, like you said, they're in bad form. They're really struggling to pick up wins. Um,
Well, I think it'll be the team with the. I mean, Scotland is not a great team, but I don't know if they're worse than the other than
yeah,
Albania. I think Albania is going to be the one that gets battered quite a bit. They're a very poor team.
and then the second would be like Slovakia, Georgia. Yeah, so it's between Czechia and Serbia, and hmm,
And
unless
Hungary.
unless you think like someone like unless you think like someone like Romania could slip up a few points against Ukraine, slip a few
No, I
points
think
against.
Slovakia could do that. Slovakia, because Belgium is a bit frail. Ukraine is not. I don't think they will do that well. So I think Slovakia could pick up a few. I think Austria. I think that's a hard group. Poland is not as weak as Romania,
Yeah,
and Slovenia is more troublesome than Georgia and Albania, and so I'll probably go with Slovakia or Czechia. I think Hungary there is gonna. I think Germany will play
let's go
Scotland
with
first.
Slovakia then, because I think that group they can pick up points against every single team, and
I just
that's
need to
where
know. Is that Slovakia? Yes. No, Slovakia is the other one.
the other one, this one.
Yes, the one. Yeah, that's Slovakia. So they go to the third place. Yeah.
So it'd be Italy, and
So now we sort out who's gonna in the round of 16, who loses in the round of 16. Now that we have the matches sorted.
so the third place group from each group. Who do they play? Because I'm not.
So they play. So what I'm doing here, it seems like I did the same thing, but I obviously no. It seems like it's four third place teams that go through, not just two. So there's two more actually.
Oh, so then
So
we can
just
put
put Czechia and Hungary, I guess.
just check here, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
okay,
and then how do I? Because I'm using a simulator here to see how it would work. But so let me just put here the third place teams. Then we can have the conflict. So it's Hungary, Italy, Slovakia, and Czechia.
yeah.
We didn't put Serbia then.
No, we didn't.
Okay, so it might make a change. Who's the best third place? What does that matter? Okay, it might matter. So who do you think is going to be the best third place there? Is Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Italy, and then you have Hungary or Czech or Slovakia in the second place.
I think Czechia.
Czechia and then Slovakia or Hungary.
That's a tricky one. I think Hungary is better than Slovakia.
They'll do better. Okay, so we have here the round of 16. So this round of 16 would be Germany versus Denmark.
Germany versus Denmark.
Denmark, yeah, Denmark is the second place in Group C.
So Group A from to Group versus Group C.
Yeah, this is how I calculate it here.
Okay, so then Denmark will get eliminated.
So Denmark would be out in this case. Obviously, this German team is a bit. is not necessarily great, but it should be able to beat. So
Denmark.
usually in World Cup is the one first in Group A goes to the second of Group B, right? But I don't
Yeah.
know if that's how it works. I don't think that's how the Euros works.
Well,
So let me
you're
just
using the
check.
serial.
Oh yeah, so it's because there's a third group. So
Third
yeah,
place.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. So winner of Group A would be Germany. They would go a runner up of Group C. So it's right. So
Okay.
Germany would face Denmark. That would be a tricky game for Germany, but they're at home and they I think they'll pick up they'll get a kick up the ass and probably do better than their latest form suggests. And the
Yeah.
second match would be Switzerland versus Croatia.
Okay. That one.
Could easily see this going to penalties. Switzerland is very good defensively,
But I
and
think.
Croatia, their penalty pedigree.
Yeah. I think this one they would probably make Switzerland be eliminated in round 16,
Yeah,
just
Switzerland would
because
definitely be. I think they would be out
Croatia.
there. I think Croatia's the better team.
Yeah, Croatia's the better team, and if it goes to penalty, Croatia have such a good record in the penalties.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be quite interesting. So in this case, you put Croatia winning and Germany winning. Yes. Okay, so then you have Spain versus Slovakia.
Oh, that is an easy one.
Oh, it's
Slovakia.
whether there'll be surprises, right? Spain is a team, at least in World Cups, they usually always fall to at least in the last few World Cups, they dropped to surprises. I mean, they in the World Cup in Russia, I'm pretty sure they lost to Russia in penalties, was it? And in the last World Cup,
Not sure
who
actually.
did
They lose to
who did
Russia.
they lose to? I mean, last Euros they lost to Italy, so
Let me check for you. So, okay.
yeah, I think they definitely made it through the group stage.
Where is
Okay, so they lost to Morocco in penalties, so again getting eliminated in penalties.
oh yeah, they did 3-0 as well. That was
So
awful.
this Spanish team, I think they should beat Slovakia on the 90 minutes. I don't think they will get
Yeah.
dragged to penalties.
So we have
So I think this,
Spain in the quarterfinals, and Croatia in the quarterfinals, and Germany
yeah, at
so
the
far.
moment, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you have England versus Czechia.
Okay, that's an easy one for England if that happens. I mean, it
Well, I
should
think
be
in
an
the
easy
last
one on
Euros,
paper, but you never know with this England side. They're on paper, England is such a powerful team, but if they do pick up these results against Iceland, you start creeping a little bit of doubt, you know?
yeah, I mean the last World Cup they faced Czechia as well. Just checking, confirm. Yeah, they played Czechia. No, they didn't. Denmark caught them out. Okay. Well, I could see a surprise happening there, but I think you're. It's one of those. I could see a coin toss happening, but yeah, in this case, I would put England just because they got a much better
Yeah.
team, yes. And Poland versus Hungary.
Poland versus Hungary. Wait, we made it so Poland advanced?
No, not Poland, Portugal. I don't know. I was reading
Portugal.
Poland for some reason. Portugal versus Hungary, yes.
Yeah, that one should be Portugal winning because Portugal is probably I think personally Portugal with the form they're in and with their team, I think they should be the favorites to win the tournament. I know they're not, but they're up there. So for me, it's
Oh yeah, they have got some good odds. Their odds are not that great actually,
yeah,
but I think the
Portugal
big surprise.
is an amazing team.
Yeah, they can be a bit unstable in the defense, but they definitely have a great attack going on. And I do think they can be one of the favorites. And that's one of the things that can be quite tricky to think going on. But yeah, Hungary should be eliminated here. Then you have Netherlands versus Ukraine.
That's
So
a
in
tricky
this
one.
match, this is probably the most even match so far.
Yes, it is definitely the most even. On paper, Netherlands should take it, but Ukraine, you never know with Ukraine. They have a lot of pace. They're a tricky team to play against.
Yeah, they've got that guy who's the top scorer for Girona, was it Jobvik or something like that? And they
Yeah,
got Modric as well, the Chelsea guy. Even though he doesn't do much, he's still like a player playing in a top club.
yeah, and then they have Zinchenko. They also have Lunin, who's the goalkeeper from Real Madrid, the backup goalkeeper. So Ukraine's team is actually not as weak as it looks. But Netherlands, with that team they have, man, they shouldn't be getting eliminated by Ukraine. It's just they shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't.
But I could
They
see
should definitely
Ukraine.
win this game. Yeah.
Ukraine is like a dark horse to win the tournament because if they advance, I think they have a good chance of like surprising a few teams.
In
So
this one, I think I'll put Netherlands going through. Yes.
yeah, it's a tricky game. It could go either way. It depends on who plays better in the night. Then we have two more games I see here.
Belgium versus Italy.
Oh, you're kidding me. It's Turkey's gonna play France.
Yeah, Belgium versus Italy.
I actually think Italy will beat Belgium. I think Italy can beat Belgium.
Yeah, I think this Belgium team, obviously they're not
They're a much
known
older
for their
team.
mental fortitude. They're not known for their mental fortitude.
They're an old team if you think about it. Like their star players when you think about it. Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku,
Yeah, they've aged. They're all to like in their early
and
30s now. I
Lukaku.
believe.
If he performs, they can win this game. But if he does another World Cup situation, then yeah,
Champions final, right?
Champions League
Oh
final,
yeah. Oh,
also
in the
in the
World
World
Cup they
Cup.
also
He was
in the World
literally
Cup they also
missing sitters. So
yeah.
I think Italy should be
Yeah,
a
I think
tight one
Italy
for them.
goes through. I do believe
And
Italy
then
has a bit more.
this is sad. This is a sad game for Turkey.
France versus Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, France have to advance. I think Turkey could actually put a little bit of a fight. But it's
Well,
I
I
mean
could see it. Yeah, I could see it.
when you're playing the best team, like that's probably the best country in the world, it's hard. It's just too hard, man.
I mean, France has shown weaknesses.
They can definitely be beaten. I'm not saying that, but when they turn it up in competitions, Mbappe scores a lot of goals. There's games where they are shut out, but it's not the big games. They're big game players.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. So then we have the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, we have Germany versus Spain.
Germany versus Spain, that is a crazy fight.
Well,
Germany
Germany,
versus Spain.
Germany. The main thing with Germany is who's their main striker now?
I know they have Kai Havertz, but I don't know if he
Is
plays
it
up front.
Dumzav? Is it Dumzav, the guy from Brighton who had a good season at Stuttgart?
Let me check. I'll check for you who played
Because
on.
because that's I think that's the guy who had the top season. I think. I mean, I know there's Nabry, but these guys are very injury prone. I know there's Sane.
Looks like in the last game they played on June the 7th, Kai
Krug as
Havertz.
well, I guess. I forgot Krug as well, yeah.
Kai Havertz was starting.
Oh, he was the starting nine, even though he's not necessarily that player. Mm.
Yes, and then when they drew with Ukraine, it was same thing. Kai Havertz is the number 9. But Germany, their team is disgusting. They have Florian Wirtz, Musiala, Gundogan, Kimmich. Um, this game
I mean,
particularly.
Spain also has some great players, yeah.
Ukraine's team is very good, man. When did they play last? Germany versus Spain. A
I'll
long
put
time.
Germany going through. I think the home factor, and I think Germany play a more. Spain will try to play their dominating possession game. I think Germany would
That's
stay in the counter
looking
and they'll get a ball.
looking at the team. Spain. The last time they faced was in the World Cup 2022, and
Yeah, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Spain's team. If it's kind of probably very similar to what it is right today, with Ferran Torres, Marcos Asensio, Olmo, Pedri, Gavi, Busquets, Dani Carvajal, Rodri, Laporte, Alba. I think that team's kind of old. Like they're good. They have a lot of power off the bench. They have Nico Williams, Baude, Koke, Morata, Pino, Fati. But I think Germany are in front of their
I
home
mean,
crowd as well. I think they should win that game.
yeah, I mean, it's their last game against Northern Ireland. They played Morata up front and Lamau and Inaki Williams in the side. Nico Williams.
Yeah, they have the Williams brothers.
For some
Yeah,
reason, they put Jesus Navas as their one of their backs. I'm sure that's not going to happen in the real game. That's probably because the Carvajal was off because of the Champions League still.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, I'm sure. I believe in Germany in this case. I think Germany would be like the sort of team that will grumble along. They won't be playing really well, but they'll be getting the results.
yeah, that sounds like Germany to me.
And I mean, Germany has had a very terrible time. Two World Cups, they have been in the just the group stage. Last Euros, I think they got knocked out by England, I believe.
Yeah.
And England was very confident about that. They wanted to win that. But that was that. And then the next match is Portugal versus Netherlands. Portugal is getting a very good ride now. I mean, this is a very winnable game for them. Obviously, it's a tough match as well. I think it will be all about who's more open at the back
I
because this
mean,
Portugal team,
Netherlands. I mean, their backline is probably their best point. Netherlands offensively are bad, I would say. Their midfield's not so great, but
yeah, they haven't
Van
conceded a lot of
Dijk,
goals.
Ake, they have people that are winning like top level like stuff, playing the top level Premier League. So
I mean, just looking at the Portuguese national team, they got obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, they got João Felix, they got they got Bernardo Silva. Let me just look at the lineup quickly.
they got João
Gabriel Ramos
Neves,
in the bench, yeah,
João
and they still.
Cancelo, Thiago Dalla. Their
I
backline
mean,
is very solid. They have Antonio
John
Silva.
John Neves, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I'll put on Portugal. I think Portugal. The thing with Portugal is they concede more.
but they also have John Paulinho as well, Ruben Diaz. So that team is solid.
And
Like,
Mateus Nunes is the Brazilian guy who's playing for Portugal. Yeah, so they have a great attacking lineup. It's whether it's attack versus defense here. I think Netherlands obviously they're better defensively, but
yeah.
they and I think Portugal is weak defensively,
Although I
but
would
they have a
say
great attack. And
Netherlands, they do have some players that can catch you out. With Frimpong having the season he has had, Mikey van de Van, their attack is just not good. Their defense is amazing, but their attackers, they the Depay guy, and they have White Warhorse. That's
I
their two
mean, the
forwards.
Portuguese national team is by Roberto Martinez, so he is usually very. His teams are usually very well managed, at least tactically quite intelligent. The Netherlands manager
So
is it
funnily enough,
Boyer?
Netherlands stuffed Iceland after England lost to Iceland.
So
But
Netherlands,
defensively, they're incredible. But forward, they do have Xavi Simons, who has had a great season, and Frimpong, who's had.
yeah, it's
So
Coleman, yeah.
it's a tough one. I think that, like you said, Portugal might have a little bit too much. It might be closer than we expect. It could even go down to the wire, like in penalties, extra time. But I think Portugal have too many players that can pass that through ball in, or a little piece of magic.
Yeah, and I think they always have Ronaldo there, and they if he's not on, there's Ramos. There's a good team. And I mean, I'm biased a bit to Portugal. I like their team. I just know I like Portugal. I just it's a good. I mean, they got good players, and we're close to Portugal, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
A
we
bit
are.
Portuguese. I'm a bit Portuguese. A bit Italian. A bit Austrian. Whatever. No, you have
Anyways,
Italy versus France.
that's a tough game. You know, if this is actually what happens, I think England could be knocked out. But anyways, France.
Let me check the last Euros because I'm pretty sure France was also knocked out, right? By I think it was in the penalties. Let me check. Yeah, France was knocked out by Switzerland last World Cup. So I mean, I can see them being knocked out. I don't think it's impossible. I think the Italian team is.
Italians are very defensive, and if they just hold France, they could
They
get a
have
little
been quite.
frustrated.
Yeah, yeah. They have been good in the defensive aspect. Yes, they.
Did they play
Well,
each other recently? Look, I'm looking at the previous games for Italy. Italy have only conceded what, like 4 times in 8 games that I see here. They they conceded a goal to Ukraine, a goal to England, a goal to Venezuela, and North Macedonia. So
yeah. It depends on how, like in a game like Venezuela, they probably were attacking a lot. Oh no, actually, it was quite an even match by the looks of it. They
but
had,
their team is not, it's not as good. They have Skamaka, who has been on stellar form, um, but
I, I guess for me is whether they can hold up France and get a counter, or let's say getting a counter because France probably won't dominate again, and France is quite exposed sometimes in the defense.
yeah, France is definitely a team that can do give slip ups in the back. So that is probably the game that's gonna be like,
But yeah, I do think this Italian side is weaker, so I'll put on France. Like a rational person would put on France. So
yeah,
France goes through that, I think, and then England versus Croatia. This is a replay of the World Cup semifinals that they lost
yeah. That's just
2018.
the
Well,
only.
this game is tricky.
This game is very tricky because Croatia, they close you out in the back and they do not let go. And if if it does come to this game, because this is a hypothetical scenario, Croatia have actually recently beat Portugal as well. Very good
Yeah,
team. Their
they have
backline is
faced.
actually
Yeah,
really good. Their backline is very good. Their midfield is good. Their forward is not the best. They still play people like Perisic in their team. Martin Baturina is someone who I want to watch out for. 21 years old, very good player. Hope he gets some few starts in the Euros. But yeah, it's a tricky game. England should make it through if like hypothetical scenario, they should make it through because on paper they do have the better team.
yeah, I do think England's probably, if they play like they have the standard to play, they should beat this game. Yeah, it'll be a tough game, but I think they should make it as long as they play to their standard. And then we have Germany versus Portugal for a semi-final.
Oh man, this is gonna be an amazing Euros. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Um, like how do you hold these games? Like, eh, what can you really do? Like, for me, Portugal versus Germany, that is, I think Germany would lose because they don't have a proper, like you said, they don't have that forward guy. Like Kai Havertz is not a number 9,
Yeah,
and he's a good player, you know, but he's not the guy who he's not used to playing as a forward. And
yeah, and
again,
if
like then you look at their team. They have Tony Cruz, who's old. They have Manuel Neuer, who's gonna be the starting goalkeeper, who's pretty old. Their team is starting to age, and I think they could get taken advantage of by the speed of Germany. Oh, the speed of Spain. Sorry. Oh, sorry, not Spain,
Portugal,
Portugal.
I mean, the thing with Germany and their main aspect, I guess, is whether Wirtz and Musilara in the wings, and then if Fulkrug or Havertz, whoever they play up front, actually gets goals, or Dennis Undavi could be involved as well. Is whether I mean, technically, their Stegen should be the keeper. I don't know why the noise there. Their Stegen is just a very great keeper. Obviously, they got Muller as well,
Yeah,
who they could
Neuer's
play
playing
that.
some games it seems, and then Ten Hag is playing some games.
But I mean, I think this is something that I could be up in the air.
Yeah,
I,
it could
for
definitely be.
some reason, just go with. This is a difficult one.
For me, it's Portugal. I think it's a close match, but I think
I'll
that
go with Germany actually, though,
go Germany.
just because I think Portugal's defense is just a bit iffy, and then you have this speedy, very dribbling. Musiala is very speedy, very quick. I mean, he was the main reason why Bayern Munich was alive in that tie against Real Madrid because he was just destroying Vasquez. So whether Portugal is going to be prepared for that.
I'm just seeing here Slovakia won 2-0 against Portugal in a friendly recently, which is funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you
there's a
said, the back line is definitely a worry for me, but I mean, I just think they have Portugal's attack is just going to be their defense. You know what I mean?
this for
I,
home
I mean, their
because they're
back
going to
line,
be.
they have Gonçalo Inácio, who's a very young centre back, very good centre back in my opinion. Um, they have Andres Silva, who's another young centre back. These guys, I hope they're, you know, I guess they have
Yeah,
only played in the top league of Portugal, so they haven't really played against the best attackers. There is Florian Wirtz and Musiala who will bring trouble. I'm just a little doubtful about the forward. Like, they can Germany score enough goals to? Because Portugal are going to be attacking and scoring goals.
yeah, definitely could see that. Yeah, I
I mean,
just
we
feel it's a could easily
toss up
go
a
either
coin.
side.
Yeah,
But going with, I mean, seeing all the points, I think Germany at home. I think but Portugal have they got that edge.
do
I
you
mean,
want
the
to say
last years
Germany?
they
Then I'm
kind of
happy to
flop.
concede because I mean, I think both teams are really good, and it's just hard to see who's gonna
I
win.
think the big thing with Portugal is obviously is their new manager. Last years they kind of flopped out, and in the World Cup, I'm pretty sure they also was still the old manager. And they're friendly. Portugal's friendly results. They're a bit mixed, but obviously friendly. They can be a bit mixed. You can try different stuff. But if you go for the actual tournaments, what the Nations League is that the last one, the actual tournament that they faced,
Yeah, probably.
or the Euros qualification,
Year's qualification will probably be the most recent.
the Euros qualification, and then I'll just UEFA Champions Nations League.
Yeah, Nations League. Actually, the last time they played each other was in the Nations League,
Yeah,
and
those.
oops, sorry, no, I put the wrong team in. Last time they played was actually in the UEFA group stage and the World Cup, which Germany beat Portugal both times.
And did
Port
Portugal have their new coach, or is it still the same old?
no, this is still the old coach because this was like a long time ago. They haven't played each other.
2022. The
2020.
Euros.
But the teams are very similar still. Like the teams, maybe the Portugal's team is better because yeah, way better. But Germany's team is very similar.
Yeah, I mean, just Portugal team. Their group was very easy in the qualifying. It's Slovakia, Luxembourg, Iceland. Bosnia and Liechtenstein, and they won every game and conceded only two. So they kind of dominated in that regard in the qualifying. But yeah, I think I would put Portugal. I just think there's a. I think this coach Martin is a bit of a. If you can out, remember when he beat Brazil in that World Cup? I think Belgium was by far the best team in that World Cup, and they actually clearly just. It was a tactical knot in Brazil. Brazil was the better team. They had way more shots at goal. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were just attacking way more. They just strategically
yeah,
played that counter really quick, and they explored the weakness in the midfield there. And but yeah, this Portuguese side, they obviously lost to Croatia and to Slovenia recently. But I wouldn't be too bothered again. They scored nine, and they scored a lot of goals. I think they could be. I think they'll definitely. I think they beat that game. I think if it's up to it's a 90-minute game, and Germany. I think reaching the semis would be a big thing for Germany already because they are being so poor.
yeah. And then we have the other game, who is France England, right? And that game is just what
World Cup rematch.
should England have won that World Cup game because Harry Kane missed the penalty, right? I wonder if England should have been through.
Well, obviously
My
there's Morocco on the other
my
side.
my worry with England here is their team from the World Cup to now has actually changed a lot of key players. Like they've changed Harry Maguire can't play because he's injured, and I'm just a little worried that the team is gonna take a little too long to click together, and by the time they click together, they're gonna be knocked out. That's my worry.
Yeah, I mean I think this England side it's a bit of a mixed ball. I think they got good players. I think I don't know. I didn't necessarily like. I think their fullbacks are very. I think they're quite exposed.
Yeah,
They can be explored quite easily. That's why I don't. I would bet on them actually not making it this far. To be honest, I think they would be knocked out earlier by a
so
worse team.
their starting lineup against Iceland was Ramsdale, who literally hasn't been playing for Arsenal, Kyle Walker, who is a good player, and then they have John Stones and Mark Gahey, who plays for Crystal Palace, Kieran Trippier, who's playing on, I think he usually plays on the other side, and you have Kobe Mainu, Declan Rice, Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, and Harry Kane. And then in the
Yeah, he
bench
played a
they
very attacking lineup. Played a heavy attacking lineup with only a few defensive people
I actually
players.
just
They still sucked.
I don't know. They have James Trafford on the bench, who okay, good keeper, but he literally got relegated. Adam Moulton, who is a young player. Jordan Pickford, who is a good player. He's
Probably
probably
should be
the
their
number one.
starting, yeah. That'd be
Jared Bowen, who's good. And then they have Ollie Watkins, who has had a good season, but he's never going to be the starter because Harry Kane is there. Conor Gallagher, they have Qualish, who this guy is like 21 years old, again, very young. Then they have Dean Henderson, who, you know, good goalkeeper. But they have
well, I
three goalkeepers in the bench. And they have
yeah,
Saka, Eze, Trent, Tony, Konsa, and Joe Gomez. On paper, that team just isn't like their forward is amazing, but their backline for me is a little weak.
yeah. I think they'll be exposed against good teams. I think, but they also are being exposed by weak teams. If you look at their friendly, at their past results, they drew Belgium, they lost to Iceland, they
They
lost to
drew
Brazil,
they drew to
they
North
drew to
Macedonia.
North Macedonia,
Yeah, they just
and then
haven't been very clinical. Like it looks like they're
Ukraine, they
really
drew
struggling
Ukraine.
to have a clean game. Like they're dropping a lot of goals.
Yeah. So I don't think they'll beat France. I don't
And
think they'll
last
beat
time
France here.
they actually played France was in the World Cup quarterfinals. Yeah, 2-1. But that lineup was they had Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kyle Walker, Pickford starting, and then they had Jude Bellingham, who he's actually going to be playing, which might be a difference. They had Jordan Henderson, who is not even in the team anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Bellingham is that I haven't been particularly impressed by him in the last few, like since January. Really, his performance dropped, and his Champion League games were a lot, especially the big games. He was very poor, especially in the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
my only worry for France is like who are they gonna play? Who are they gonna play up top? Are they gonna play Giroud? Is he gonna be the starting number nine? Probably,
and
but he's a little
well,
old, so that's my only
well,
worry.
I mean,
He,
they have Turan. I don't
yeah,
know who if they called in the Matete guy from Crystal Palace.
I don't know, yeah, but that guy has had good form. But they have their bench is just crazy. They have Mendy, Colomwani, Coman, Ibrahim Konate, Pavard, Chupameni, Rabiot, Warren Zemery, um, Fofana. Yeah, their team is just too good. So I think it's going to be a Portugal France finals. And
Yeah, and there's
you know,
Griezmann's still there. Yeah. So I think Portugal France final a replay of 2016, but this time it's not in France; it's in Germany.
yeah, and I think
I think France win it.
yeah, I think France should win it. Um, so
I just think France has more attacking tools than Portugal, and they go on better all-around team.
yeah,
And
I
and
would agree with you. Their team
and I
is
think
more well rounded. But again, this is just us like speculating. So we don't know what's actually gonna happen in the tournament. Um, but it's gonna be a good one. That's what we know. So we're excited to watch it. Oh, they have Saliba as well, man. Saliba,
I
Mike
hope for more
Migans.
upsets. That's the main thing. I hope just for more upsets. I hope like there's a good storyline underdogs, which we didn't predict. But obviously, it's hard to really put
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
an
because
underdog.
yeah, but there will be
Like,
underdogs. There will be a lot of stuff happening, and you know we'll see what happens at the end of the Euros. But a lot of this can change. Like sometimes teams come in and they just do better in the night. We definitely see England be knocked out earlier. We could see France get knocked out. We could see all of these big teams get knocked out. So
yeah, I think France. I mean, they're obviously really good, but they could have easily lost to Italy there, lost to Turkey.
yeah, and then the other hand you have England. Could have lost to Croatia. Could have lost to the Netherlands. I think no, Belgium was that the team they played?
Czechia, yeah,
Czechia.
Czechia, yeah.
Okay,
I
maybe
mean,
not to Czechia, but it could have happened. So
could have happened. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's upsets. I mean, England has played some really shit games, so could always happen. And I mean, we are kind of betting on Germany actually playing well, which is something they haven't been doing too much recently. So
yeah,
they could
especially
easily
in
flop and then be embarrassed. But then you have Tony Cruz being his last Euros. I think Germany will pick up their ass.
yeah, and they haven't
And
actually made our groups for like what this last two.
yeah, in the last two World Cups, but in the Euros they actually made out of groups, but they haven't made it to a
Yeah,
final quite some time.
but yeah, it's
Because
very interesting, and it's gonna be a great Euros, and we'll be here, um, you know, checking our predictions, I guess. Alrighty then. Yeah, anything else to say or?
well, I'm just looking forward to seeing Spain. Spain has won in 2012. 16 was Portugal, and then 2020 was it who was it? It's Italy again? Yeah, Italy.
Yeah, Italy won the most recent one.
Then Southern Europe dominance, mate. So we have Spain and Portugal, and then we have Italy. So South Europe dominating. So if France wins it, then it changes a bit. But it'll be interesting to see. I think there's going to be a lot of things going on
Yeah,
in this one. I think looking forward to it.
yeah, definitely. And my dark horse to win the tournament is Ukraine. I think if they actually make it through, they could have beaten the team in the round 16 pretty easily, and they
Yeah,
could have
Belgium, I believe. Yeah, and we
yeah
put Netherlands. I think we put them facing. Yeah,
Yeah, they. I think they could have beaten them, and then they would have played. Who they would have played?
Portugal, yeah, they would have played
Yeah,
Portugal.
I mean,
Could squeeze through Portugal, yeah. Could easily
yeah.
done that.
There's definitely potential storylines that can happen, and who's gonna be the player to watch is gonna be very interesting. I don't know who's gonna stand out in this tournament, but there's a lot of young players coming in trying to make a name.
Yeah.
Who will
Well, if
stand
you look
out?
at odds, I think the top scorer, the odds for top scorer,
It's like Mbappe.
Mbappe and Harry Kane are the Golden Boot. Yeah, Mbappe and Harry Kane are the best odds, or the highest odds. Then,
Interesting.
well, the guy with the worst odds for top goal scorer is Marcel Sabitzer from Austria.
He's not even a forward, mate. He's a midfielder.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean Van Dijk has better odds than him, so you know how it goes.
That's interesting. Well, I think my Golden Boot shout out is gonna be Kai Havertz.
Well, yeah, if Germany goes that far, Kai Havertz will probably be scoring a lot of goals for them. Yeah, he has to be.
Or like maybe Musiala or something. I think those players are very tricky to deal with, and
Yeah, Musiala needs to probably become a more score a lot more goals. I think that's something Bayern needs to get out of him a lot more. I think he scored 10 goals this season,
yeah,
but
not a lot.
considering how many goals Bayern Munich scores, they're a lot better than their enemies, their opposition, so they tend to score a lot.
Yeah, but
So
this
you
year they
probably
didn't
want
really
him.
score much.
Yeah, I mean
Anyways,
Harry Kane still scored a ton. Yeah,
yeah, he did. He did. Harry Kane definitely a player to watch out for, but I don't think he's gonna score very many goals this. I think if England don't get penalties, I think Harry Kane won't actually score that many goals.
he
So
doesn't tend to score many for England, right?
yeah, it's mostly like he takes a penalty and they scores, but other than that, he hasn't really scored like. It's not like Bayern Munich where he's like in the box and he's like people pass to him. It's more,
Yeah.
yeah, but you know we'll see what happens.